a good time every time. Y'all need to relax, okay? Sophie Cunningham helped the Indiana Fever defeat the Phoenix Mercury, and she wanted to do her signature point, and we got the Fun Police, Indiana Fever assistant coaching staff coming in trying to ruin everything. We got to get into that, and it looks like the WNBA Women's Sports Sundays or whatever it is.
The Indiana Fever franchise is now facing an absolutely unprecedented collapse, and the entire sports world is watching in total shock. In a single night, the team's viewership numbers have completely tanked. Fan panic has reached a devastating all-time high, and rumors are exploding that a massive locker room mutiny is threatening to tear the team apart behind closed doors. Is this the absolute end of the Fever as we know it, or is something even bigger unfolding behind the scenes? For decades, professional sports have operated under a strict chain of command. Players handle the hardwood, the bench dictates the system, and management keeps the organization unified. But in the modern era of women's basketball, where the media spotlight is absolutely blinding and fan loyalty is fiercely intense, that traditional balance is facing an existential crisis unlike anything we've seen before. The narrative surrounding the franchise has suddenly transformed from an exciting championship rebuild into an all-out war of words, leaving millions of fans completely divided over the direction of the organization. The spark that lit this digital wildfire didn't come from an opposing squad or an official trade memo. It ignited straight from the team's internal handling of its biggest superstars, sending emotions and speculation into overdrive. Over the past several weeks, the intense physicality on the floor has forced players to form deep, unshakable bonds with one another. When the league's premier assets encounter relentless, aggressive defensive strategies, internal unity becomes the ultimate armor. But what happens when the fans feel that armor isn't being supported by the coaching staff? What happens when a routine tactical disagreement balloons into a full-scale public fallout? Reports of severe internal friction have erupted, sending massive shockwaves throughout the community. The breaking point has officially arrived, and with rumors continuing to grow that the foundation of the team is fracturing under the relentless pressure, concern is reaching an entirely new level.
You're gonna see Sophie Cunningham having a good time, celebrating, and then you're gonna watch the Fun Police. The Fun Police, Indiana Fever assistant coaches come in. Hey, you're having too much fun. Stop. Take a look. Let her point. She's pointing. She's having a good time. She's celebrating with the fans after a win. And here comes the Fun Police. Look, why are you knocking her arm down? Fall back. Sometimes y'all just gotta fall back. Look, you hitting her, push her arm down. Like, bro, y'all gotta relax. Y'all have got to relax. We don't need you policing us. Like, look, we just won a game. If I want to point to the crowd with my signature Sophie the Blonde Bomber point and have a good time and celebrate a win, let me be.
The franchise is now facing an administrative nightmare that could destroy its momentum in a matter of hours. To fully understand how this high-profile organization reached a state of complete organizational chaos, you have to take a closer look at the intense dynamics unfolding under the arena lights. In the high-stakes world of the WNBA, the arrival of generational icons has completely changed the game forever. Every single possession is scrutinized by millions of eyes, meaning every hard screen, every uncalled foul, and every intense collision instantly becomes the center of a national debate. Every coaching decision is questioned, every substitution is dissected, and every post-game comment is analyzed from every possible angle. In today's media landscape, the pressure extends far beyond the court, where one controversial moment can dominate headlines, fuel endless social media discussions, and reshape the public perception of an entire organization almost overnight. That's exactly the environment the Fever now finds themselves trying to navigate as the spotlight grows brighter with each passing day.
The things is the lawmakers have requested an investigation. I'm just going to do it legal. Okay.
Okay, that's fine. All right. Fine.
Okay. So
the law is your sport.
Okay. Thank you. The law. Thank you, Tim. The letter asks that for an investigation into this. This isn't, from my understanding, the first time that you would have some sort of like civil rights investigation involving basketball players. So it's not like it's something new.
Yeah,
Jason,
no, and I'll tell you
what is
why.
going on the court here?
I think it's absolutely silly, and it's anti-woman athlete. They play incredibly physical basketball in the WNBA.
Hey, I'm glad to have a Democrat defending women's sports.
Tim, how many WNBA games have you watched in totality? I bet you none of those lawmakers have watched them.
Zero.
So how
Actually, I guarantee you they watched games of Caitlin Clark.
How are they coming to these conclusions when they haven't watched the play in other instances? She gets physical play because she's a good player, and I've never seen them come to the rescue of someone like Angel Reese, for example,
hold on a second.
who got clotheslined on the court.
We have a Democrat defending women's sports here. Jason, do you think Michael Jordan should be able to play in the WNBA?
No, but here's what I'm saying. Michael Jordan's too old. But I'll tell you this much. Michael Jordan, when he was getting fouled by the Detroit Pistons and getting slammed on the ground, Congress didn't come in and...
Throughout this highly charged campaign, an unexpected narrative began to dominate the court. Whenever the physical intensity reached a boiling point, fierce competitors like Sophie Cunningham were seen by the public as vocal allies, stepping up to establish strong boundaries and defend Caitlin Clark from the relentless pressure of opposing defenses. To the fans, this display of intense loyalty was exactly what the team needed, an uncompromising show of solidarity on the hardwood. But behind the closed doors of film rooms and strategy sessions, that raw on-court energy reportedly ran directly into a wall of tactical coaching philosophy. A major ideological rift began to take shape. While the public wanted to see an immediate, aggressive response to every hard defensive play, inside sources suggest that the coaching staff favored a structured, disciplined system focused on macro adjustments rather than emotional escalations. Reports indicate that a massive disagreement erupted behind the scenes over how the team handles on-court confrontations and player protection. Rather than managing the tension, the resulting strategic clash was perceived by passionate fans as a total failure to stand behind the stars driving the league's massive cultural boom. The bench's strict insistence on traditional discipline drove a massive, unforgiving wedge straight through the heart of the team, leaving the roster completely fractured under the public eye. The exact moment an internal locker room conflict spills over into public view, management completely...
I understand. Yeah, I don't know. Stephanie White, find something else for them to do. They're trying to police everything. They're trying to stop a good time. Find something to do. Leave it alone. Now, we have to get into this because it looks like viewership is down. You know, it's up. It may be in a good place for women's basketball, but compared to what they got rid of to have this, it looks like this isn't going so well. This is courtesy of Awful Announcing. It says Women's Sports Sundays holding its own after replacing Sunday Night Baseball on ESPN. Okay. Here it says, ESPN replaced Sunday Night Baseball with Women's Sports Sundays. And 3 weeks in, we are getting our first look at how the change is working for ESPN. Through 3 weeks, WNBA games on Women's Sports Sundays are averaging 1 million viewers. The latest edition of Women's Sports Sundays was by far the series' biggest viewership success, with 1.6 million people watching the Indiana Fever take on the Las Vegas Aces. Now, here it says the Fever Aces was a strong audience for the WNBA on ESPN. Viewership for the game was up 53% from ESPN's WNBA regular season last season and up 3% from last season's Indiana Fever average on ESPN. Okay, now here's where things get tricky, and the word semantics. So they're gonna tell you, hey, it's up, 1 million viewers, it's up. Now remember what it replaced. Sunday Night Baseball is averaging substantially more viewers.
The collective message from the public is loud, clear, and deeply concerning for league executives. In the modern era, you simply cannot afford to alienate the marquee stars who carry the league's attention and drive massive fan engagement. When public perception shifts from passionately supporting a team to openly criticizing and fighting against the coaching staff, the foundation of the franchise begins to crack. In what felt like a single night, fan engagement reportedly dropped sharply as frustrated viewers questioned the direction of the organization's leadership. But the corporate nightmare appears to be growing even larger with every passing hour. The reported internal tension has fueled widespread speculation across the basketball world, with rumors spreading rapidly that the frustration may extend far beyond just one superstar. Whispers from alleged inside sources claim that multiple key cornerstones, including Caitlin Clark, Lexi Hull, and other important pieces of the roster, are carefully evaluating their long-term futures with the organization. If an entire core of elite talent is truly beginning to question the franchise's direction, the consequences could be enormous. Losing one star is difficult enough, but the possibility of several foundational players considering their futures would represent a challenge that few organizations could overcome. That growing uncertainty has only intensified the conversation surrounding the Fever as fans continue to debate whether the current leadership can restore stability before the situation escalates further. The organization is no longer focused solely on competing for a playoff position. It is also battling to preserve trust inside the locker room, rebuild confidence throughout the fan base, and prevent what many fear could become one of the most dramatic turning points in franchise history.
Yeah, big shot, C. Yeah. Good shot. Yeah, good shot, Caitlin. Yeah. Good shot. Yeah, good pass, Sophie. Good pass. Yeah, good pass. Yeah. Stephanie White doing a fucking backflip. Doing a freaking backflip. This is sick. Look at how excited y'all are. Caitlin also won a game and set records, even with AB, and this jealous coach had nothing to say. No emotion, literally no mention of CC. She even turned the team against CC. Damn. Acting like you won the championship after beating one of the worst teams. Unreal. Funny how White always seems to be more excited after wins when Clark doesn't play, and funny how minute restrictions and multiple rotations just went out the window, unlike last game. Yeah, Aaliyah Boston comes off of being out with a injury to playing fucking 38 minutes. I don't think Caitlin Clark's ever played 38 minutes in her WNBA career. I don't. Cece, it's been a fun 5 to 6 years watch you play basketball. Never thought I would rather watch a women's basketball game than many other sports. That was because of you and how you made the games exciting. It's over now. Too many people, lesbian, jealous people, want to destroy you. I don't see things changing in the W unless something crazy is uncovered or Congress does actually investigate. If you are unwilling, and I know and appreciate your morals and integrity, to stand up and actually fight back to these people, it's going to only get worse for you and your career. We are here for you and will always have your back. Damn. Sophie Cunningham trolling the Phoenix Mercury. Michaela Timpson with the greatest defensive play in WNBA history, and she's only in her second year. That shows how much of an athletic freak Michaela Timpson is and how subpar the WNBA has been. And then we have Stephanie White becoming erect watching Kelsey Mitchell go-ahead shot, comparing it to Caitlin Clark's game winner.
Right now, the organization stands at the biggest crossroads in its recent history, trapped in a high-stakes dilemma with no easy escape route. Every single statement, lineup adjustment, coaching decision, and front office move from this point forward will be dissected under a global microscope by fans, analysts, and the media alike. The coaching staff now finds itself backed into a corner, trying to defend its traditional authority while also repairing what many believe is a growing disconnect inside the locker room. At the same time, the front office is under enormous pressure to restore confidence before frustration turns into something far more difficult to control. To stop the bleeding and win back a hostile fan base, a major decision must be made, and it has to happen quickly. Do they double down on a rigid top-down system, expecting every player to simply fall in line, or do they completely reshape their approach by giving their stars the vocal, aggressive organizational support that so many fans believe has been missing? Every passing day increases the pressure, and the margin for error has all but disappeared. Sports history is filled with talented teams that weren't defeated by their opponents, but instead collapsed under the weight of internal conflict, miscommunication, and broken trust. Once the connection between the players on the floor, The coaching staff on the bench and the executives in the front office begins to weaken. Reversing that momentum becomes incredibly difficult. That's exactly why this moment feels so significant. One fact remains impossible to ignore. The current status quo simply cannot continue. The combination of declining fan engagement, relentless public criticism, nonstop media attention, and persistent rumors of growing locker room frustration has placed this franchise under more pressure than ever before. Every decision from this point on could shape not only the remainder of the season, but also the long-term future of the organization. We are rapidly approaching a defining turning point that could leave a lasting impact on the league. Will the front office step in with decisive action to repair relationships, restore stability, and reunite the locker room before it's too late? Or has the reported internal divide already grown beyond the point of repair? The entire basketball world is watching and waiting for what happens next, because the next move could determine the future of this franchise for years to come. What do you think about this massive situation surrounding the Fever? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Like this video and hit subscribe to stay tuned as this developing story continues to unfold.